what's going on? It's Curtis here. I was going to go ahead and jump into segment number 2 on the 10 steps to a car sale. So number 2, I wanted to jump right into that as well. Number 2 would be fact find, or fact finding would be kind of the word. So fact finding, what is that all about? So if a customer walks on, we've already addressed the meet and greet. Meet and greet is obviously covered in the first segment that I went over. Introducing yourself, welcoming the customer, taking ownership, and taking that burden off the customer and making it an easy process. So step number 2 with fact finding, this process is going to be all about gaining rapport, but helping both yourself and the customer figure out what kind of deal and what kind of things you can do to help them out with their new vehicle. So fact finding, you can take them to paper if you want. That's how some stores will do it. So you bring them in, you ask them a few questions about the meet and greet, what they're looking for, but you can take them to paper right away. Get down and ask them what kind of vehicles they're looking for. If they're looking for an SUV, make that time an opportunity to build that rapport. What are you planning on doing with the vehicle? Are you going to go on a trip? Are you planning on towing anything? Make it humorous. Make it enjoyable for the customer. It takes the burden off of just the price, and brings it back to why they're there in the first place, which is to be excited and look at some new vehicles. So with your fact finding, things you want to gather is, employment, gather their, budget. What's one way you can do that is just ask them, do you have a kind of a price range as far as a budget is concerned for your payment range? And you can throw it out there, $300 to $600. Make it wide and see if they'll go ahead and narrow that down for you. Let them do the difficult part, because they're the ones that ultimately have a lot of the information that's going to help you make your car deal. However, just like anything, if you walk into a department store and you're going to spend $60 on shoes, and you see that pair of shoes that's $90, but the regular $140, you might bump yourself and go ahead and increase the amount that you're going to spend just for that great deal. And that's exactly the same way it goes with car shopping. People have a certain budget, but then they realize, wow, I can get this kind of vehicle for this just an extra $80 per month. For them, they might raise their budget, and you can always see how they can increase that. So fact finding, again, find out their budget, employment. This is a great way to dig in and build some more rapport with them about their family life and what they're going to do with the vehicles. And I really encourage you to go ahead and spend a lot of time at this point in the car steps. Number 2, as far as fact finding, a lot of people see that as more of a cut and dry thing. But if you launch into, what are you looking for, and make it more of an interrogation, it's going to be a very salesy kind of experience for the customer. So slow down in this process. Really take your time and focus with the customer. What are they trying to get? Maybe they don't even know. Maybe they just want to know they need an SUV that's a little bit bigger, but they don't realize they need a 3-row. Or maybe it's a new truck, electric. There's so many options to go through. So really spend, to be honest with you, a huge amount of time in this step. Don't just gloss over it and ask them, oh, you're looking for an SUV? Okay, let's go look at some. No, try to narrow it down a little bit. Once you've got the fact finding down as far as a pretty good idea of what they're looking for, then you can go ahead and set up for your next move, which is to go ahead and walk out on the lot, and not just pull up an exact vehicle, but walk them out there and try to look for multiple variations of vehicles, because they might switch themselves, which happens obviously way more often than not, that they'll go ahead and find something else they see on the lot or some color you wouldn't expect, because you only have a small amount of information that you've gathered. They have more of that, again, that you need to find out, and the best way to do that is to give them options. Make it a non-pressuring experience, but make sure that all of your conversation, your actions, it's all directed towards the point of making the sale, but it's also helping them find the vehicle they want, and everything is directed towards that. So I hope this helps you out as far as the fact finding. There's so many things you can do to build with a customer on the fact finding besides just rapport. You can also help establish more of a budget again, and also how their personal finances look. There's so many different steps you can ask. You can find out where they live, and you can make rapport about maybe you've been up to that area that they live in. So use this as an opportunity to, again, build rapport, make your conversation directed towards selling the vehicle, but it gives you the opportunity to know your customer so you can better assist them, and then walk them out on the lot so that way you can give them selection and choice. So I hope this helps you out, and we'll look forward to step 3.